Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2 Season 13, and it's the first season we've got in the Championship, which is pretty mental. We're kicking off today's season against relegated from the Premier League side, Cardiff City, so a massive challenge on the first day of the season. Not sure how we're going to hold up against them, but fingers crossed we get a really good result. Now, just very quickly before we get into today's episode, thank you very much for all the new subscribers recently. We're very close to 10,000, and just like this t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, when we got close to 5,000 subscribers, we released some limited edition 5k t-shirts. We're doing the same thing again for 10,000. A few people said they missed out on the 5k t-shirts and would maybe want another chance to get one. So until we hit 10,000 subscribers, these t-shirts, just like this one, they're the exact same, except it says 10k rather than 5k, obviously. But these are going to be on sale until we hit 10,000 subscribers. After that, they're gone. So there's a link in the description if you want one of those. There'll be one on the screen as well right now. If you want one, thank you very much. That's absolutely fantastic. If you don't, then that's absolutely fine as well. It's just like an optional thing, obviously. Like, if you don't want one, don't need to get one. It's absolutely fine. Anyway, little merch plug done. Let's get on with the actual episode today. It's a banger. It's a banger. We've made some really top quality transfers, I think, over summer. I think we've got a much better side than last season. I think we've really improved. The season preview, though, that sort of suggests otherwise, because I think we are favourites for relegation still, but I think we've got a really good side. So I guess then we're going to jump straight into the transfers then, which is what you want to be seeing, I suppose. We'll start with the outs. Only one player has been sold, and that is Andy Littler, and surprisingly, he is now our record transfer sale. He's gone to Norwich for 1.2 million, rising to 1.6 million. I don't really know why they were so keen to get him, because, I mean, he's currently League One ability, has potential to be Championship, but I'm not quite sure why Norwich would want him, because they've obviously got Premier League aspirations. But if they're going to pay me 1.2 million for him, that's absolutely fine by me. 1.2 million up front. I think it's actually £100,000 up front, and then £400,000 over 12 months sort of thing, and then various add-ons to take it up to 1.6 million if he plays games and things like that. But you know what? I will take that money every day. We've got two players currently on loan, but we'll talk about those because they are new players, of course, to come into the side. So we've made 12 signings so far. The prospect is that we might have 4 or 5 more players coming in before the deadline shuts at the end of this week in game, that is. So plenty of stuff still happening. We're going to go through it in position order, though, because that probably makes the most sense because there's quite a few of them. So to make it a bit easier for you to understand and follow, we're going to do things in position order. And conveniently, that does actually start with Dominic Edmondson. He is the first of these 4 players. They're all players that we signed from clubs. They are youth prospects that have been rejected from their parent clubs, but I think they've got a lot of potential to offer the club. So we signed 4 of them. Edmondson is the first of them, and he is a goalkeeper. 2.5-star current ability, obviously not Championship quality at the moment, but he's going to be our backup keeper this season. With that 5-star potential as well, I'm very excited for that. Potential to be a Championship goalkeeper in the future, currently operating at League 2 level, but if we need him, he'll be called up to the squad, I think. So hopefully he'll do well. McClement's still obviously going to be our first choice goalkeeper this season. We tried to replace him, but there weren't any goalkeepers that wanted to come to us that were good enough for our price range. A few little niggles and worries about McClement towards the end of the season. He did let in quite a few soft goals and was at fault for quite a few goals, I think, as well. So we'll see how he does this season, but to all intents and purposes, he is a fantastic goalkeeper. I just thought we might want to get someone better in. Edmondson never made a senior appearance for a club, but last season played plenty of games for the Liverpool youth squad. 40 appearances, only conceded 35 and kept 14 clean sheets. So that's pretty good going, I think. Moving on to the defence now, and Michael Thomas, another young player that we've brought in. This time, I think he came from Man City, or was it Chelsea? He came from Chelsea, but he's come in, again, 2-star current ability and 5-star potential. The 5th choice centre-back at the club at the moment, but will probably get a bit of game time this season. He's probably worth keeping him at the club, but again, Championship potential, which is very good for us. Next up, Mohamed Amamou. He is another youth player that we brought in. I think this guy was from Man City, if I remember correctly. From Man City, yes, he was. We brought him in, 2-star potential, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. That's what he's got, 5-star potential. Championship potential in the future, which is very good for us. Of course, we've got 2 very good left-backs already in Tiriac and Simpson. So Mohamed Amou, who is Ghanaian, has gone on loan to Hearts of Oak, which is the club from Ghana, which you might think, it's just a random club in Ghana. Well, actually, they have won an African Champions League before. So, fair enough, lads. If you can win another African Champions League with Amamou as your left-back, he'll be suitable for our first choice left back next season, I think. So hopefully he does very well on loan this season. And the final defender that we've brought in so far is Emmanuel Prince. I've wanted to bring in a few more defenders. There's 1 or 2 on the radar. This guy has been bought from MK Dons. We bought him for £75,000 after MK Dons only recently bought him, to be fair. Didn't play many games last season, but I think he's going to be good enough for us this season. He's only got 3-star current ability, which says League 2 there, but I reckon he's at least a solid League 1 player with Championship potential. So hopefully this season is going to be his season. He's currently our only right back at the moment because Watts is potentially coming in. Watts from last season, of course, we got him on loan. Hopefully we might be signing him. He might come in, but Asuko did go because he wanted about £6,000 per week on his new contract, and we said no to that. So Emmanuel Prince has come in. Hopefully going to be a good player for us. Moving on to that centre defensive midfielder slot, we needed someone else in there. Woodthorpe's gone, and we brought in Ibrahim Donker from Chester. We paid some money for him, £350,000 to be exact, but played a full season in the Championship last season, has got Championship current ability as is a 4-star current ability player, and I think he is going to be invaluable this season to how we get on with things. Also made 3 caps for Ghana as well, so we've got 2 Ghanaian players in the squad now actually, which is pretty interesting, so hopefully they'll gel together. That'll be quite handy. Moving into the centre of midfield, Nathan Smith is the first player we've brought in. Again, he's another one of those young players that came in. He was a Chelsea player as well, but he's gone straight on loan to Northampton in the National League. We've got a few midfielders so far this season, and he wasn't really going to break into the squad, so it's better to get him on loan, I think. Again, 5-star potential though, so hopefully he realises that pretty quickly. We won't see him this season, but next season hopefully he'll be an integral part of the squad. Next up is Stan Porter. He's the first player we actually brought in other than those youth players, which is pretty exciting. He's a central midfielder but can sort of play anywhere centrally, which is quite handy. Only 3-star current ability. I think when we scouted him, he had a bit better than that, to be fair. That is for League 2, apparently, but I think he's at least a League 1 quality player with some good Championship stats and traits, I think. Has played in League 2 recently, but has got Championship and Premier League appearances to his name. Played across all spectrums of the league. So he's capable at any level, I think. I think he's going to be a good player for us, Stan Porter. Perhaps not a world beater, of course, but I think he's still going to be pretty decent. Alan Bell is the first player we've got on loan at the moment. We've only got 3 players on loan, and they're the next 3 players to talk about, as far as I'm aware, maybe. So Alan Bell comes in on loan from Aston Villa, another centre midfielder, but 4-star current ability and 4.5-star potential ability, which is really, really good. Ball-winning midfielder, or Carrillo, or Carrilero, however I meant to say that. He's a very good player either way, and I think he's going to be integral to how we do this season. Has played quite a few Premier League games at Aston Villa over the previous few seasons. Not the best, obviously. A 6.37 average rating is very, very poor, but he has got plenty of Premier League appearances and Championship appearances to his name, so I think that's going to be invaluable this season. The next player we've got on loan is Ross Burton. He is in the centre of midfield, hopefully going to be another really top quality player for us. He's on loan from Burnley rather. It's not Burton. Burnley's on loan from. Good Championship current ability. He says League 1 there, but I reckon his Championship current ability. Has played in the Championship before, but was at Harrogate most recently in the National League, but has really come on in the previous few seasons, particularly last season, playing a lot of games for the Burnley youth squad, and I think he's ready to make a step up this season to the Championship, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays. Just before we move to another lone player who's playing up front, we have got an attacking midfielder coming into this season's squad just to add a bit of beef, and you should recognise him because it's Tyler Monk. He is back once again after a brief hiatus away from us at MK Dons. As you can see here, though, he was let go by Brentford, actually, signed for MK Dons last season, but then got let go again and is now signed for us. If we need an attacking midfielder, Tyler Monk's the man for it. We know all about him. We know he's a very, very good player, and I think he's very capable for this level. So fingers crossed Tyler Monk comes up big when needed to. He's got Championship potential as well, so I think we have got the groundings, the makings of a very good squad, and hopefully Tyler Monk can be part of that in the future. As we start to move up front, our starting striker this season is going to be Lee Phillip on loan from Manchester United. 4-star current ability and 5-star potential. As an advanced forward, I think he's going to be a pretty decent player for us. Currently able to play in the Championship, has got Premier League potential, so hopefully we can try and sign him in the future permanently. Has never played a senior game before, but last season scored 23 goals for the Man United youth squad, as you can see down here, which I think is pretty good going. If he can score 23 goals there, he can score at least 15 in the Championship, as far as I'm aware. So fingers crossed he does well, and we finally have a goal scorer on our hands. And the final transfer is Adam Pardo, another striker we've brought in, this time for £120,000 from Arsenal. 3-star current ability, but has got Championship potential. I think could be Premier League potential. He looks like a very, very good player at such a young age, only 19 years old. Going to be the backup to Lee Phillip this season, but I reckon he's a decent player. Scored 19 goals in League 2 a few seasons ago with Wrexham. Last season got 13 for the youth team in Arsenal. So I think he's a proven goal scorer. Hopefully he's going to make the step up and be a really good backup for us this season. Grab a few goals. He'll be a great player. So they are all the transfers so far. We've got a few more potentially coming in. We're looking down here. Stephen Robbins was let go. Obviously, he had him on loan last season. We've got no one really recognising him at left wing spot. So hopefully he'll be joining the squad very, very soon because we desperately need a left winger at the moment. Because at the moment it's Turiak playing there and he's obviously not the best person to play there. A few players hopefully coming on loan as well. Michael Watts, the transfer mentioned there already, £190,000. Hopefully that's all going to be done and dusted before next game and he'll be in the squad then as well. So a few more players to hopefully come into the squad, that would be very good. Now, I think we've got a really, really top quality squad. I think we've got a great one, but I suppose when you compare it to a lot of these squads, Huddersfield, Swansea, Southampton, Forest, Brentford, they've got some top quality players, I think, some of these sides, to be fair. And if we look at the pre-season preview, we are favourites to come bottom of the table with Burton by quite some distance, which I think is a bit harsh. I think we've got a very good squad, but clearly it's nowhere near these ones. So this season, we are really looking to try and avoid relegation. Fingers crossed it happens. Hopefully we finish... I want to aim for about 16th or so. That seems like a good aim for me, but we'll see what happens. Today we're playing against Cardiff, who are favourites to come fourth this season, who have just been relegated from the Premier League, as you can see. So Cardiff have got some really good players in their squad. I mean, this guy's valued at £31 million, which is probably more than the entire Lincoln United club, let alone any of our players, which is a bit mental. This then is going to be the side taking on Cardiff in today's episode. We've got McClellan in goal as per usual, and to be fair, the back line is looking relatively familiar at the moment. Simpson stays at left back, Carl Smith stays in centre back. We've got Mark Hunter coming in as well, and then of course Emmanuel Prince starting at right back. Two new players hopefully coming in at centre-back on loan. Fingers crossed that's going to beef our backline up, because our backline is looking a little bit weak at the moment, which I'm a bit worried about, but hopefully that'll be fixed very, very soon. Donker obviously comes into that CDM position, obviously as our new CDM, so that's going to be really good. And ahead of him, we've got the two players on loan, Bell and Burton, playing as deep line playmakers and a ball-winning midfielder this season. I think we need that extra bit of cover in midfield to protect the backline, so a ball-winning midfielder in Bell is going to be starting. Langley is starting on the right-hand side. He recently played in the World Cup for Ireland, which is pretty cool. He's actually improved a lot over summer. He's now seen as a championship quality player. Langley, of course, is notoriously camera shy. We brought him in summer of last season, scored loads of goals and got loads of assists off camera, but when he was on camera, notoriously just couldn't do anything. So hopefully that changes this season, as he's going to impress, hopefully. At the moment, our new striker, who's meant to be leading the line, Philip, is playing at left wing because we've got no left winger at the moment. If we look down here, Turek's recovering from an injury at the moment, so hopefully he'll be back soon to maybe cover that position if we can't get Robbins in, for example. But at the moment, Philip's going to be playing on the left-hand side, which means that Butler is going to be starting up front for us in our first game in the Championship. Pardo, a new striker, is currently still injured. Mason, as much as I love him, he's actually not currently contracted to the club. Contract disputes at the moment with him. He wants a new one because obviously his contract is finished. I didn't want to pay him £4,000 a week that he wanted. So currently he's just on a month-to-month contract at £1,100 per week. We might have to let him go, but I've just refused to click that release button. So maybe you can start to tell me in the comment section to stop being such an idiot and just let him go, and then rename the stadium after him, of course, because that's what I said I was going to do. But at the moment, he's still a Lincoln United player. So there's a lineup. That's the situation. Hopefully, more centre-backs and wingers coming in very soon. But there we go. This is the lineup for the first game against Cardiff. I'm not sure how many goals we're going to lose by, but I'm pretty sure we are going to lose today, so hopefully it's not a demolition job. Either way, kickoff is upon us. We're away from home, playing in Cardiff's massive stadium compared to our little tiny Lincoln United stadium, so fingers crossed it's not too bad out there for us. First chance of the game, though, is coming towards us as Langley gets it on the edge of the area and puts it in the back of the net 4 minutes into today's game. Fantastic stuff. I am over the moon with that. Lincoln United are off to a flyer, and that is a goal to remember. Wow, what a great start. Langley finally, not being camera shy, scores an absolute screamer to get the season underway. And Cardiff are 1-0 down, we're 1-0 up, and we're currently top of the Championship as things stand. Pause the game, let's end the season here. Hopefully this is how it's going to end up at the end of the season, and we will end up being promoted. What a dream start to the season. We've got another chance now through Butler. Back to Langley, the goal scorer. He plays it inside to Burton, who shoots from distance. And again, another goal for us now. Lincoln City 2, Cardiff United 0 within 10... It's not Cardiff United, sorry. It's Cardiff City. Lincoln United 2, Cardiff City 0. And within 10 minutes, Langley has scored a goal, set up a goal. Both goals coming from outside the area. This time, Burton slotting it past the keeper into the bottom left corner. And we're somehow 2-0 up. This is already amazing. Cardiff, by the way, were in the Premier League last season. Not just in real life, but in Football Manager as well. So we are doing a fantastic job right now. Is that Kane Hayes playing for them? Number 3. We'll have a look at that in a minute. There's a Hayes definitely on the pitch. Great save from McClement there. Hayes loses it. Is that Kane Hayes playing for them? Oh, no, it's not. It's a different Hayes. It's called Sam Hayes. I did think we had Kane Hayes on loan. He might have actually been from Cardiff. I can't remember now, but I did get a bit of a panic then. Right. I think we just need to keep doing our thing right now because this is amazing, the start to the season so far. I am so impressed with the boys out there. This is fantastic. Fingers crossed we can just keep this 2-goal cushion, get a clean sheet and a win. It's amazing right now. Free kick for Cardiff. Nearly goes in the back of the net. The rebound is blocked excellently. Really good defensive work from us as well today so far. Mental, isn't it? They've got a player worth £31 million. Our whole club isn't worth £31 million probably, but we're the ones that are winning the game. I love it. Simpson, though, is coming forward with the ball. Plays it inside to Burton. Into Bell. He's got a lot of space. Into Butler. Langley is through once again. Back to Butler. Oh, superb save by the goalkeeper there. And Cardiff can clear their lines, but that was almost a third goal for us. This first half has been absolutely incredible. We're actually top of the league at half-time. Like, no one else is doing as well as us right now. We're on top of the game as well, away from home to Cardiff as well. This purely is just magic right now. I'm on cloud 9 watching this happen. I knew we had a good side. I didn't think we'd be beating Cardiff on the opening day of the season. I thought the pre-season preview of 24th was a bit harsh, but did not expect this. Of course, this could just be the first day of the season, all the players hyped up, let's go for a win. The rest of the season, we could lose every single game for the rest of the season now, you never know, but judging from this, judging so far from this performance, I'd like to think we actually might stand a chance of getting mid-table this season. This is so good so far. Cardiff on 60 minutes, though, looking to come forward. Hopefully they're not going to score a goal. Hopefully this isn't the start of a comeback for them because they're more than capable of doing it against us. Great tackle there from Simpson as Philip brings the ball forward. Gets it through to Langley. Langley plays it into Butler quite nicely. Takes 2 men out of the game there as Butler's got no one to pass it to. Burton collects the ball. Burton through to Philip, who cuts inside into Butler. Tackled, though, at the back. And hopefully this isn't going to be a counter-attack now as Cardiff come forward through Crompton on the right-hand side of the pitch. Plays it into King in the middle. King coming forward. Great save there. Simpson clears the lines. And we are still ahead in today's game. I think we'll bring Mark Mason on for Butler because Butler's on a yellow card. Not played massively well right now, which is a bit of a shame, I've got to say. I think that's the only change that we'll make, though. I'm too scared to make any more change. I think the best line that we've got at the moment is on the pitch, and they're the ones that are going to get us the win today, I think. We've actually got a corner now. Bell plays it short to Philip. Philip shoots from the... 3-0. Lee Philip gets his first of the season. All our goals outside the area as well, which is very interesting. And Lee Philip caps off perhaps the greatest opening day of the season we've ever had. Left-footed shot into the bottom corner. Their keeper just couldn't get to these shots. We've had some absolute belters of goals so far today's episode. We have played incredibly well. Look at all that green there. Langley up on a 9.2 rating as well. Cardiff, they should hang their heads in shame. What a result this is today. I'm absolutely over the moon with this. This is absolutely incredible. We've won 3-0 against Cardiff on the opening day of the season. Cardiff, who were relegated from the Premier League, have got Premier League quality players in their side, have been completely undone at home by Lincoln United. And it's a shame, isn't it, that Nottingham Forest won 4-0 because we would have been top of the table. Forest just take it from us, but what a way to start this season. I'm so happy with that. I might just go forward a few days as well to see if some of these players want to sign for us that have agreed to sign for us. Crew want Melgoff on loan. No, I think he's still going to be quite a good player this season for us, so Melgoff won't go on loan. Peterborough have offered a contract to Stephen Robbins. That's going to be a worry if we can't get a left winger in. We've got Turek, obviously, but I'd rather not play him up there. I'd rather get Robbins in, obviously. This could be a sign of things to come, though, because Michael Watts, the right back that I wanted, has gone to Burton. That's a shame. I thought he might come back to us, but he's gone to our rivals, Burton. But when we finish above Burton in the table this season, Michael Watts is going to be ruining his decision. I don't know why he's gone there, to be fair. He shouldn't have gone there, because he played so well for us last season, and we wanted him back again, so... No loyalty in football, clearly. Bolton are making offers for Carl Smith, but we can't sell him because he's just about our only centre-back at the moment who's actually capable of playing. Oxford now wants Stephen Robbins as well, which is a bit annoying. Goff, again, Burton wants him on loan. You can't have him, he's our player. The transfer window deadline is today, and there's still no signs of our centre-backs that we want to come on loan joining the club, which is... a little bit scary. We need those new centre-backs coming in pretty quickly. Yep, Stephen Robbins has also gone to Peterborough rather than us, so no left winger. Another player that we're trying to get on the left wing has also gone elsewhere to Charlton, Gavin Gray. He looked like a decent player as well, to be fair, so I don't think we are going to get any players on the left wing, unfortunately. Rodman's going on loan as well. I mean, come on, lads. Where are these players that I'm trying to sign? Oh, for God's sake. Now Peterborough are going in for Frank Osai, who is a player that I tried to sign. Please don't get him. It's all falling apart right now. I was on such a high after that. He's gone and joined bloody Peterborough on loan. Oh, no. And don't tell me Bob Clark's not interested. Okay. Now I'm panicking. We had 5 players who could have joined the club. 4 of them have now decided to go elsewhere. And what's gone on here? Why is this transfer being cancelled? Ryan Eggins, because his paperwork was not completed. This has made this season a lot harder now. A lot harder. I was on such a... I mean, okay, we played against Cardiff, won 3-0 with the team that we've got right now, but we needed some more players. And we haven't got any of those 5 players that I was expecting to come to the squad. If you're interested as well, here is the player wage expenditure per week. All right, so Southampton pay £1.4 million per week. You know, that's a lot of money, to be fair. More mid-table is Bristol, £350,000 per week on wages. You know, that's still quite a lot. You know, Charlton, nearly £200,000. Oh, Burton, £135,000. That's not very big. Oh, Lincoln United, 62,000. This is what we're competing with, all right? This is what we're competing with. Our yearly wage budget is less than Southampton's budget for a week. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. It's just ridiculous. So none of the players that we wanted are going to be joining the club, which is... it's not the best in the world, really, is it? It's not the best, but we've got to make do with it now. And, of course, the overarching aim is survival this season. So it's not like we're aiming for promotion. As long as we survive... that's okay. And after that performance against Cardiff, I think we will do. But it's a long way to go, obviously. Next episode, we're going to go for, I reckon, Portsmouth and Millwall next episode. Some nice games to round off the end of August. Get that first bit of form going, and hopefully into those games it should be quite decent. So we'll come back to Portsmouth and Millwall. Hopefully, good fixtures and good results in between that. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. The win was amazing. The transfers at the end of the episode, not so much. We are missing a few key players, I think, this season. So we'll try something, but I can't promise anything. But either way, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. If you're interested in one of these t-shirts, link in the description or on top of the screen right now, or there'll be one on the end card as well. Check that out as well. I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.